Here's an easy way to earn some money with Canva following a few simple steps. Let's get right into it. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Abdel from the Entrepreneur Wealth channel, where I post content about affiliate marketing but also about the other ways of making money online. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I post content every single day. In today's video guys, we're going to talk about how you can create an income using the online platform called Canva. In case you don't know what Canva is, it's this online editing tool that allows you to edit photos and pictures. It is widely popular amongst digital creators. It's a really good alternative to some of those really expensive tools out there like Photoshop and so on. There are so many things that you can create on Canva and make money from. You can create like videos, logos, Instagram posts, presentations like banners, Pinterest posts, all kind of social media posts. But the one that we are going to focus on in this video is YouTube thumbnails. It's very easy to create YouTube thumbnails. They are not as difficult as some people might make it seem to be. Actually, I create a lot of my own thumbnails myself. It just takes a little bit of practice and it's really not as hard as you might think it is. A lot of creators create their own thumbnails. If you're totally new to this, you might want to spend some time on Canva, maybe a few days, and learn how to create those things. But at the end of the day, it's really not that hard. You just need to spend a little bit of time on the platform, and you can go and watch the thumbnail of some of your best creators and try to recreate them. But this is what we're going to talk about in this video: how to make money by creating thumbnails and then offering those services to creators online, especially obviously on YouTube, who would need those kind of service. Yes, I know guys, this method does require a little bit of a learning curve. It's not one of those videos where you can make money without any skills. It does require you to learn a little bit of that in order to be able to sell this. But it's one of those side hustles that if you spend the time and put in the effort, over time you can make a nice side hustle income from this. You might start making like $500 a month, maybe $1,000 a month, maybe $1,500 a month. Over time you might increase, triple, or even quadruple your income. It is a nice little side income, but what's really special about this method is I'm going to show you how to go about finding clients that will come to you and pay you to create thumbnails for their YouTube channel. So let's say you've done that, okay? Let's say you've spent some time on Canva, you've gone out and watched some of those thumbnails of your favorite creators. Maybe you've even watched some YouTube videos on how to create those thumbnails on Canva. As I said, they are not really that hard. You just have to practice a little bit. So let's say you've learned how to create some of the thumbnails and you've even created some of those thumbnails already. Now, how do you go about getting people to pay you to provide this kind of service? How do you make money from this? Okay, so there's three things that you will need to do. So the first thing that you want to do, number one, is you want to create a Fiverr gig for your YouTube thumbnail service. If you don't know what Fiverr is, it's this online marketplace where freelancers come to sell their service to clients. I know that this is a platform that is quite competitive and it can be very hard to start getting sales here. So don't worry, I'm going to show you other ways to get sales that are more reliable. But this is very important that you do create a Fiverr gig, because then once you have a Fiverr gig, you now have like an online store where you can offer this service. So even if you get clients outside of Fiverr, you can direct them to your Fiverr gig and they can basically pay you through Fiverr. So Fiverr will be like your online store in a sense where you can sell your service. So it's important that number one, you create a Fiverr gig, okay, so that you have a place where you can showcase your YouTube thumbnails. You have a place that can handle all the payments for your YouTube thumbnail service. Plus, you never know, one of your gigs might go up the ranking in Fiverr and you might actually start getting sales inside of Fiverr. But we're not going to rely on Fiverr to start getting sales because, as I've said, we know that it can be extremely competitive on Fiverr. But I would still advise you to create a gig on Fiverr so that at least you've got a place that people can go to buy your gig if they want to buy from you. So once you're on YouTube, what you really want to do is you want to go and find those channels that have at least a few thousand subscribers, like 4, 5, 6,000 subscribers at least, who post consistently at least four times or more per week, because then you know that those channels are quite active. And also you want channels whose videos get at least a few thousand views every time they post a video, because if they're getting a few thousand views, then you know they are most probably making money. And ideally you want to pick one of the YouTube channels that are niche YouTube channels. Channels that are in a specific niche tend to have a much higher CPM compared to other kinds of channels. Obviously, it really depends on the kind of niche. For example, business and finance related YouTube channels will have a much higher CPM than most other niche channels. But then even smaller niches might have still a decent amount of CPM. So whether it's dog channels, cat channels, automobile channels, luxury channels, like any kind of niche channels will usually have higher CPM compared to general type kind of channels. So you want to find one of those channels that have a decent amount of subscribers. You want to find channels that get a decent amount of views for most of their videos, like a few thousands at least. I would say maybe 10 or 15,000 at least. You want to find channels that post regularly, at least 4 times or more per week. And fourthly, you want to find channels that are in a specific niche, because niche channels will have a higher CPM than normal. When you found some of those channels who do meet at least 3 or 4 of those criteria, then you know that those channels most probably are making money, because those creators would not be actively posting content. And then you want to see how their thumbnails look like. Can you do better? Can you do the same? Because the goal is you want to contact them and then ask them if they are willing to hire you, or if they're willing to have you make some thumbnails for them. A lot of those channels sometimes make hundreds of dollars a day, and a lot of those creators a lot of time create their own thumbnails themselves. However, if you contact them and you pitch them the idea of creating their thumbnails for them, that would be a huge workload that you remove off of their hands. So that's why it's a good idea to really try and contact as much of those channels as possible, so that you increase your chances of getting hired by one of those YouTube creators to create YouTube thumbnails for them. How exactly you would contact them? Then you could either comment in one of their videos and let them know that you're looking for clients to create YouTube thumbnails for them, or the best way to do it is to simply go to their homepage and go to the tab where it says about. And usually when you go to that tab and you scroll down, they will usually have an email address that you can contact them. Either here where it says details, you can simply click on view email, and then click on the I'm not a robot and click submit, and their email address will show up, and you can contact them through this email address. Most of those YouTube accounts out there have this, where they will show their email address for other people to contact them. So that's one way where you can contact those YouTube channels. The other way is to simply comment on their videos. It is a numbers game at the end of the day, because most probably the first few ones will not respond or will not be interested. But if you can do this like 5, 6, 7 times, 10 times a day, eventually you will get some people who will agree to have you create their YouTube thumbnails. As I've said, it is a numbers game, but all you need is a few, and then eventually you can double, triple, or quadruple your monthly income. Let's say you get one of those YouTube creators agreeing to hire you on a monthly basis to create, let's say, 1 YouTube thumbnails per day for them, because they are uploading 1 video per day. That would be, maybe you could charge them a few dollars, and over time, after a month, you could have this creator paying you maybe $100 a month, or $150 a month, or maybe $200 a month. And if you can get a second client, a third client, and 4th client, then you can really double, triple, or quadruple your monthly income. The third way you want to go about to start getting sales for your Fiverr gig or for your service is you want to post your work on social media. That's what a lot of people do. They post whatever they are selling on Fiverr or on any other platform. They showcase their work or post their work on social media, whether that's TikTok, whether that's Pinterest, whether that's Twitter, Instagram. So a good way to start is to post your YouTube thumbnails that you create on Instagram. You could grow your Instagram account to a few thousand followers. You could even do shout outs, and eventually you will start getting some followers, and some people will DM you and contact you to create YouTube thumbnails for them. Once you start getting sales through those other platforms, whether that's YouTube or social media, then eventually once you start getting sales through your Fiverr gig, your Fiverr gig will start ranking higher and higher inside of Fiverr, and eventually you will start getting traffic and sales from within Fiverr. Like I've said, guys, this is a numbers game. This is not one of those methods where you can make thousands and thousands of dollars overnight. I know a lot of those videos that teaches this really don't work. What I'm showing you is a legitimate way of making money online, but it does take a little bit of work. It does take a little bit of learning curve, but it is a cool side hustle that you can do. A lot of people got started like that. A lot of people who sells YouTube thumbnails who make thousands of dollars per month selling YouTube thumbnails actually started like this, and this is what you can do as well. It is a nice side income that you can spend like an hour or an hour and a half every day to do, and eventually you could start making a nice side income doing this. As I've said, it is a numbers game, so try to message as much people as you can on YouTube, and eventually your luck will come to you. There you go, guys. I hope you've liked this video, and don't forget to give this video a like. It would really help me out. Don't forget to subscribe as well, as I post content every single day. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.